It's a landmark because of its size. It's the highest in Ireland at 175 feet. There are 18 arches. They're 59 feet across, each of them. And there's 18 of them spanning the river valley of varying heights. And all of that, it's a monument of what was possible in 1852. My name is Charles Friel. I was born in Enniskillen within the sight and sound of two railway companies. Grew up there and in Portadown with even more railways, and then after marriage now living in Belfast. The viaduct itself in the Egyptian Arch, it was part of the Dublin and Belfast Junction Railway, who were building a railway from Newfoundwell, just north of Drogheda, to Portadown. And to bridge the Camlock River Valley, they had to build this viaduct, which is now the highest in Ireland at 175 feet in the middle. And these 18 arches were built to bring the line from Mullerglass across to the station at Bestbrook, where the present Newry station is. A lot of our bridges in Ireland tend not to be this long. This one is just under 2,000 feet long. It was a feature of the time of mastering the curve as well as mastering the height and the masonry. The contractor here was William Dargan, who was the father of many Irish railways. In fact, of the railways still running in Ireland, he built half of them.
This is a copy of the portrait of William Dargan, which is in the National Gallery of Ireland. And he is known as the father of the Irish Railways. And he was responsible for building many railway lines in Ireland, including the Newry and Warren Point line, which he built in the 1840s, and the Belfast-Dublin Junction Railway line, which was built in the 1840s, 1850s.
People were employed here for miles around. The stone that you see, it's the local Newry granite, and it was quarried locally in several places and brought here by guys with horses and carts. And then the stonemasons worked on site, and there was a whole village set up to accommodate them. It took 2 years to build, and it was a huge boost to the local economy and brought in people far and wide who could, especially the stonemasons who had the trade, but those two had to work at great heights here, because to build a viaduct like this involves a huge amount of wooden scaffolding and cranes and a lot of manpower. There were very few mechanical devices available to them, no tower cranes in those days. It was all done by building up huge towers of sleepers and running light rails over them. The Egyptian Arch was built at the same time, 1852, and it crosses the main Newry to Market Hill Road. It's called the Egyptian Arch because the sides of it and the piers of it are built in a sort of Egyptian style. Very square built, very regularly built, not the rubble stone you find in many of our viaducts. It's cut in a very pyramid kind of way, if you like, and the two sides of it slope gently in. There's an arch in the middle hidden underneath that, but the parapet on top as well is in a Grecian style. It's one of the very few, I think, in Ireland that were built to that pattern. Well, I wouldn't care to comment on the architecture of the new motorway. It's very functional, it's very fast. People will certainly not get a chance to look at it very much. But it shows that McNeill was on the right track, if you pardon the pun, when he built the viaduct where he did. In fact, the motorway is following it. It says something about his choice of route at the time. I'm thinking about my family and the viaduct itself in the Egyptian Arch, there were some token explosions, yes, in the last Troubles and back in the 55 Troubles, and indeed the time of the Civil War it was attacked as well in the 20s. But nothing put the railway out of action because of the sheer size of it. I mean, the foundations go down 60 feet into the earth. The parapets are 7'6" wide at the bottom, where they leave the ground. So it's a massive, massive job. It would need one heck of an explosion to do a lot of damage to it.
Hello train, it's April Fool today. And when you get here, I know you're going to stay. Your letter said you'd travel by the 14:30 line. You'll be on the platform running. Oops, don't you look fine?
It's a symbol of the district, and people are quite proud of it, of both the Egyptian Arch and the viaduct. They're both quite distinctive, and they both say Newry, and they say this part of the South Down, South Armagh area. It's a unique combination of a one-off bridge and a very outstanding viaduct as well.